Are you a man grappling with denial and emotional isolation? Let me ask you this question that cuts through straight through the noise. When your illness, when your cancer strips away your strength, your daily routines, your privacy. Hi, I'm Cloud, and I have lung cancer. Feels strange saying this out loud. This channel is my way of defying this disease, a place to regroup and gather my strength. I'm gonna need you in my corner. Here we will thrive beyond cancer. I truly pray that someday soon I can run again. Who you are, what is left of your manhood if you refuse to look at what you feel, how you feel, and why you feel. Today I'm sharing the Stoic life lessons I've learned from my lung cancer survival journey. We're talking about Marcus Aurelius, mental toughness, and why resilience is the only option for a man like you and me with illness or cancer who hides behind denial and emotional isolation. This is the rule I used so fear does not silently rot me from the inside. My brother, stay with me for the next 10 minutes and I'll show you exactly how taking responsibility for how today feels keeps me moving and fighting this disease. We're not dying on our knees. Men like us are trained early to tough it out. I certainly was by my father. When diagnosis hits, many of us retreat. I certainly did. I attempted to, and in many days I successfully did. I retreated into work, into more projects, into deeper silence. We think isolation equals strength. It doesn't. It merely equals delay. Delay in healing, delay in leadership, delay in being fully present as a husband, a father, and a son, an authority in your own home or even at work. Why does this problem exist, by the way? Why do us men deal with it this way? Well, I think there's some three logical reasons, and a lot of them are deeply rooted and are rarely named and identified because this is us, this is men, this is what we do. We don't talk about things, we do things. But let me share with you some thoughts I have on this. I think the first one is identity threat. You know, when illness or cancer attacks the role we have built around ourselves, our worth as a provider, a protector, a fixer, a father, and a husband, and when that role shakes to its core and it's or is shaken to its core or foundation, denial feels safer than grief. I'll say again, denial feels safer than grief. Stoicism doesn't deny reality. That's not what it's about. Stoicism does not teach that. It seeks to name it clearly. As Marcus wrote, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Identity isn't your output, it's your character under pressure. I think the second reason why we deal with illness this way is learned emotional illiteracy. Yes, illiteracy. Most men, you and I, were never taught the language of fear or sadness, only anger and productivity. And when emotion shows up, we have difficulty recognizing it. So we shut it down. We misidentify it. In Stoicism, trains observation without judgment. It says, I notice fear. I don't obey it. I see it, recognize it. That's what it teaches. The third, social conditioning around being a burden. We believe speaking pain makes us a liability, makes us look weak. We confuse silence with selflessness. In truth, unspoken emotion leaks out as distance, irritability, or despair. Three things I have certainly felt through in my journey. And that burdens everyone even more. Let me tell you, you being distant, being irritable, and suffering despair, even in silence, that actually burdens everyone even more. The Stoic path is service through clarity, not martyrdom through silence. I want to share with you this thought, and I hope you can agree with this. I am responsible for how today feels. And I think that's the single biggest way I have. And by the way, I continue to do this every single day, and it's an ongoing battle, and it's an ongoing fight in my head and in my heart, because it's never just a one-off event. It's continuous, daily. Again, I say I am responsible for how today feels. Not for the scan results, not for the symptoms, not for the prognosis. I am responsible for my response every morning. That responsibility returns to me. I think that is freedom. As a husband, this means I choose presence over withdrawal. Yes, oftentimes it's been difficult. Fog, focus, they're always a challenge, but I intend to overcome them because I choose presence over withdrawal. As a father, I choose steadiness over secrecy. As a son, I choose honesty over false reassurance. And as a leader in my household and in my work, I choose example over performance. Along the way, here's one of the things I misread or misunderstood in my journey. Let me share with you. By the way, if you're a man in the same fighting journey as me, subscribe so we can continue to explore these. Here is where I was wrong about this. I believed protecting my family meant hiding my fear, hiding it, pressing it down. I thought silence made me strong. What it actually did was isolate me at the exact moment leadership was required. My wife didn't need a statue. She needed a man who could say, "Oh, today is heavy, but I'm still here. I'm struggling, but I'm fighting." My child does not need perfection. She needs coherence. My journey has not been clean. I've faced plenty of setbacks, physical weakness, mental weakness, mental fog. There are plenty of days where pain has made philosophy feel abstract. But Stoicism is not theory. It is practice under load. And in my journey, I have sought to pressure test these beliefs, these pillars, and I always keep them at the back of my mind. And every time I feel certain kind of type of way, I lean on them. I have learned to interrogate my thoughts. Is this within my control? If not, I release it. I learned to replace rumination with deed, with action. And this is my action. Consciously, I intentionally release it. I have learned that courage is not loud. It's consistent. Here's a hard truth. You may wanna hear this. Self-discovery in realizing that authority does not come from invulnerability. And no, it comes from regulated strength. And when I stopped denying emotion and started governing it, isolation loosened its grip. Let me tell you this. Resilience? That's not a mood. It's a construct built daily, every day, through all the ups and downs that I have felt in my daily battles. Here's two simple practical tasks I now use to promote my own healing, to recover the body and rebuild the mind. Number one, I write one sentence on my phone or on a piece of paper, what I'm feeling right now, right that very moment, and what response honors my values. Not analysis, but an alignment, and then I act accordingly. Number two, I do one intentional act each day, listening without fixing, expressing gratitude, asking for help with precision. Leadership through engagement dismantles isolation. So, quite simply putting it, I intentionally connect with someone or anyone. So, my dear brother, when are you going to start taking emotional accountability and connecting? Wherever you are, however you are doing, I pray you are grounded, steady, and reminded that your worth is intact. If you find value in my blueprint for healing, recover the body, and rebuild the mind, subscribe and see my other videos to continue this fight. I'll see you soon, brother.